Let's start by talking about this new role for you. Tell me a little bit about where you come from and your background, what's led you into this position, and what you're going to do with this business moving forward.
Perfect. Well, my background has been in the semiconductor business. Spent about 4 years in light emitting diodes, moved into the compound semiconductor industry, primarily for laser diodes in the optical business. Also had a division focused in photovoltaics. I was with a company called MCOR Corporation. I was the chief operating officer over there for about 7 years. And then in December of last year, I came over to OK International to run this business, which is a part of Dover, as you know.
Yeah, and it's one of the electronic businesses that has survived as part of Dover. Yeah. And I guess because it's not got that kind of up and down issue that perhaps the capital equipment markets that they've divested have. Is that something that you see as an attractive part of the business moving forward?
Yes, I mean, I think when Dover looks at the electronics business, there is some cycles that obviously some of the component manufacturers go through, especially when it's tied to the cellular phone industry. When you get designed in, you've got a big uptick in your demand, but if you're not in on the next cycle, it goes down quite a bit. When you look at the OK International portfolio, we're kind of agnostic on the components that are in a particular product, whether it's a phone or another piece of consumer electronics. We're helping build or rework whatever is coming across the line. I think Dover likes that aspect of it because it's not really tied to some of the cycles that you traditionally see in the electronics business. Having said that though, in my brief time in this role, we've seen some trends. Metcal, one of the OK International divisions, is very deep into hand soldering, and with inflation that we're seeing over in Asia right now and some of the higher costs that haven't traditionally been seen in China, we're really starting to see a macro trend towards automation. So when you look at some of the products that we have here at this show and ones that we've announced either recently or ones that we're going to be announcing, you're going to see more of a mix towards the automation, because we really feel that as operators are tougher to come by for manufacturers in Asia, and as that cost of labor has increased, the value proposition for automation that may not have been there 5 years ago is really starting to make sense, and we're seeing a big push and demand from our customers for a lot of our technology, but with some robotics and some automation behind it.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting, because we've previously seen kind of this two-tier thing where automation's a big deal in the US, in Germany where labor costs are higher, and where they're perhaps more keen to invest in that. But now it feels that the world's become a little bit flatter, and it's the same everywhere. If you're going to automate, they're going to automate in Europe, they're going to automate in the Americas, and they're going to automate in the low-cost environments like Mexico and China as well. Is that something that is driving some of your development now in terms of robotics?
Absolutely. I mean, traditionally, as you said, you'd see it in some of the other countries where labor costs were higher, but now with a lot of the capital equipment prices coming down, or you're getting a lot more value out of automation than you previously saw, those economics would work. I had a plant in my previous job over in Beijing, and I always pushed back on automation because the economics didn't work out. Well, now again, with inflation and with the cost of automation coming down and the additional value you get out of some of that robotic equipment, it doesn't make a difference now if you're in India, China, Mexico, or Europe. We're seeing a trend towards automation, and that's why you see us a lot more of our R&D dollars going into that than some of our traditional core businesses.
Yeah. Okay, so robotics and automation is one trend. What else do you see changing in the business under your stewardship?
Well, recently we made a strategic investment in an additive manufacturing company, a company actually based over in Asia, focusing on the development of 3D printers. The company that we made the investment in is really focused on more of the benchtop market. We like the larger industrial scale additive manufacturing. So Dover as a company and as OK International, we see a very strong macro trend towards rapid prototyping and in some cases some of the manufacturing capabilities for additive manufacturing. So we've made a very strategic investment in putting a large portion of our research and development into developing value-added industrial 3D printers. So you'll see that. We're going to make an announcement in November at the Euromold show, and you'll see an industrial 3D printing line coming out of OK International sometime in January.
Yeah, and that rapid prototyping, rapid reworking, those kind of fit together very well as a strategy. That business is under OK International or under Dover Technologies?
That's actually under OK International. We felt there was a lot of synergies around our TechCon business because we're in dispensing, a lot of dispensing technology that goes into 3D printing, and then obviously with the core markets that we address in the Metcal business, we really felt that it was best housed under OK International. So when you look at OK International, especially as we get towards the end of the year, you'll see a big presence around our Metcal business, our TechCon business, and our new 3D printing business, which we call Quant 3D. So we'll really have three big brands that you'll see under the OK International umbrella.
Okay, and I spend quite a lot of my time out with contract manufacturers. They're really focusing a lot of their investment on innovation, on new product development.
Yep.
Do you see them as one of your key target accounts for this new 3D printing offering?
Well, we certainly see pretty much any manufacturer has a need for 3D printing. Even before OK International got into the business, we utilize them at our own facility. So most of our end users are using it. When you reference some of those customers that you just saw, we really see the rework, the convection rework as a big play. So we're very excited about some of those customers in our Metcal business because as the components and some of these products increase, we're seeing a real strong need for rework. Years ago, the board didn't yield out, you throw the whole board out. Well, now you have $200, $300, $400 worth of components on these boards. You really have to go in there and have a very precise rework capability, and a lot of our convection technology plays very well into that. But we think with us being in the door with those customers with our convection technology, it gives us a natural platform to push some of our industrial 3D printers.
And is there the ability there, Chris, to 3D print in a rework environment, to actually 3D print on a product as part of a rework process?
Well, believe it or not, some of the technology that we're looking at allows you to 3D print electronics, where you can actually print a board with various layers, and when you get into some of the real metallic printing capabilities, it allows you to do some really creative things in the electronic space. You'll see more coming from us in the next several months and quarters, but a little preview, there is some tie-in with rework, especially it comes around metal 3D printing.
Okay, it sounds like some really exciting stuff, Chris. I'm sure we're going to be talking lots more at trade shows throughout the world, but thank you for your time.
It was nice meeting you. Thank you so much.